Well, hi. Today we're going to make a lap quilt. It's not finished, but this is the top. Turned out so well. This is what we're going to make today. This week is my husband, Sonny, and my anniversary. 58 years we're celebrating. So I wanted to make him something so he could cover when he's laying in his recliner with his feet up because of poor circulation. His feet get so cold. So I'm making this for him to stay warm. So let's get started before we waste any more time and get going. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you I have everything pressed, and if you notice, I have different amounts of my fabrics. Some are fat quarters, some are smaller, some are bigger, and I'm just going to see what I can get, but to save myself time, of course, I'm going to put two pieces together on the left-hand side and use my long 24-inch, 6.5-inch ruler and cut strips of 6.5 inches. This makes much more sense than cutting an individual 6.5 by 6.5 out. I'd never get them cut. So I'm going to cut them into strips, and then I will go back the other way and do 6.5. And then I will use my square up ruler if I need to get my 6.5-inch block squares. So, and I have ruled out my brown. I've just decided against it. You know, that's what happens. You look at things for a while and you think, no, that's not going to work. So I have enough of one of these fabrics for the binding, and I'll have to look and see what I have still for the backing. I hadn't come up with that, but cutting sometimes is hard on the old back, and you need to use the shortcuts. So using your 24-inch 6.5 wide ruler will make this cutting job real easy, and we'll come up and see what we get out of it. I'll be right back. Well, here's my layout, and if you'll notice on the rows, this is lengthwise. You're looking at the width, but I ended up with 48 squares, and I alternated them horizontal and vertical, and I just did that on each row, just alternated them. And now I'm going to sew them together, and then we'll have that all done. Now, I know that there's many rail fence patterns, and you can use any size block you want. We started with 6.5 inches, and just remember, we cut them, sewed them together, so that cut it down. Then we squared them to 6 inches, and when you sew them, you will end up with 5-inch squares. So if you want your lap quilt wider or longer, just remember that. You've got 5-inch squares, and 6 across, like I have, will be 30 inches. And that's going to be wide enough because this was for my husband's, well, really from the knee down is where he gets so cold. But if you want to make one for somebody in a wheelchair, you'll want it to be a little wider and maybe a little longer. one more row longer. But that's it so far. My goodness, I like the arrangement, don't you, of all the plaids and checks. It's gonna look good. Thank you for watching this video, and I will have another video, part 2, on the quilting and putting the backing and everything together. So that will be in the future. Thank you. Bye.